Hello from the kitchen, folks. Today I'm going to be making a chili beef and sweet potato nacho sharing platter. Oh yes. So I'm going to begin with onions. And I'm just going to peel and chop these. I love my big chopper. I'm just putting some olive oil into my wok. And that's where I will be preparing the chilli. So I'm going to put my onions into the wok. And then gas on. And we'll get those cooking. Now a couple of red chillies. So as with my onions, I'm just going to chop these. I'm keeping the seeds. I'm not afraid. I want this to have a kick. That's also going into the pan. Or into the wok, I should say. Let's get beefy. So I'm using good quality butcher's minced beef, which I'm just breaking down and cutting up into small pieces from the block. This is actually the best kind of knife for this job. I've no idea what they call this kind of knife. I call it my rocker. I love it. And then I'm going to add the minced beef into the wok with the onions and the chilli. And using two wooden spatulas, I'm just going to lift and stir and mix. So that's now all sizzling away nicely. Now I don't make traditional chilies, and in my chili goes sweet potato. Okay, I've washed my sweet potato, but I'm not skinning it. The skin is completely edible, but I am going to top and tail it to get the nasty end bits off. Then, because this is quite a sizable beast, I'm going to cut it into discs, like so, all the way down. Okay, I'm now going to take each of my sweet potato discs and I want to cut it into quite small cubes. So each cube is kind of like that size, and they're going to go into another pan. So I've got my sweet potato in the pan. I'm just going to add some water, and I'm going to add a little bit of rock salt. So my sweet potato is now on the hob, and I'm just going to let it come to the boil. And now my next non-traditional chilli ingredient, a courgette. So I'm just going to top and tail the courgette, and then I'm going to cut it down the middle, like so, and then into quarters, like so, and then into nice size pieces. So my chili's been sweating away, as you can see. I'm now going to add the courgette. A good toss. I've got a few plum cherry tomatoes, so I'm just going to chop these in half each and add them. And now a few mushrooms. So I'm just going to roughly chop the mushrooms and then chuck them straight into the wok. So I'm just going to mix this all together. It's coming together nicely. So the sweet potatoes have come to the boil, they're nearly ready. Now it's time to add the more traditional ingredients of chopped tomatoes and kidney beans. Stick me. So the tomatoes go in as they are. Plop, plop, plop. Plop. And I've drained the sticky syrupy stuff off the kidney beans because I'm not right keen on it. And I'm just putting them in now as they are. I'm now going to season with some mixed herbs. There's probably about 2 to 3 teaspoonfuls going in there. I'm adding a little bit of ginger just for a bit more warmth. Maybe the equivalent of a teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoonfuls of onion granules, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and be careful with this because it is hot. So there's already 2 fresh chillies in there, but I'm just adding a few dry flakes. It is a chilli after all. And then unusually, I'm going to add 2 teaspoonfuls of sugar, which actually works really well with the spice. It really complements it. Sweet and spicy works really well together. And now I'm going to mix all this up together. So I'm adding 2 OXO cubes for flavour. Okay, I'm just going to strain the sweet potatoes. And then I'm going to add the strained sweet potatoes into the mix. And trust me, this gives it a lovely creamy texture and it helps it to naturally thicken without adding any thickeners. So that's everything in the wok. And I'm just going to stir it all together. This is going to be so wholesome and so flavoursome. And the combination of spice and creaminess from the courgette and the sweet potato and the bit of sweetness that's gone in there will really make this a flavour bomb. So it's been simmering away for 15 minutes and I've just turned the heat off, and now all I'm doing is just stabbing the sweet potato bits a little bit to make them a bit less chunky and a bit more absorbent, because they will be my thickener. And you can see it's already thick. I mean, that is not a liquidy chilli at all. That's a good chilli, really nice constituency. I'm going to get my lid, I'm going to leave it on the pan just at an angle so the water vapour can escape, the steam and that can escape from it. So now I'm just going to let it rest and the flavours infuse for about 6 hours. So I'll see you later. So I'm just going to grate some cheddar cheese and I'm going to grate some Cheshire cheese. And in this bowl here I've got some homemade breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add my grated cheese to the breadcrumbs. Shake it around. And this will make a nice crunchy and cheesy topping to go on top of the chilli, which will be on top of the nachos. Okay, so it's now time to get these things together. So I'm going to put my oven on at 200. So I want that to warm through. So the chilli's warming and the oven tray is now lined with nachos and ready. So I don't want it to burn, but I do want it to be warmed through, even though it's going in the oven, because it's not going to go in the oven for a long time. And that is looking just about ready to me. Okay, it's now time to ladle the chilli onto the nachos. Let the chilli meet the nachos. So that's how it currently looks. And now I'm going to add the cheesy, crunchy topping. Which is basically going to be like a cheese crumble on top of the nachos and on top of the chilli. Luxurious. Okay, this is going into my 200 oven, and that's going to go in for about 20 minutes. Now, my spring onions. So I'm just going to top and tail. I shall remove all the tougher outer skins. Then I'm just going to thinly slice into little circles. Okay, let's have a look. That's looking quite nice and crumbly on top. Okay, that's looking absolutely beautiful and golden. I was going to put this under the grill, but no way do I need to. So there we have it, folks, a lovely sharing platter. So there it is, there's my serving. As with all recipes, the proof, of course, is in the eating. That's really good. The spiciness of the chilli is really complemented well with the creaminess of the sweet potato. Minced beef is delicious, and the cheese topping on top just gives it that little bit of extra crunch, makes it more interesting in the mouth. I like. Try this dish for yourself. It's really easy and very tasty. I just don't want to share my sharing platter. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.